providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everyone. Especially you. You know who I'm talking to. The one in the blue sweater. Thanks for joining us this afternoon or this morning or whatever time it is where you are. And welcome to Caregiver Crossing. Thank you all so much for being here. We really are glad that you're here. And if this is your first time joining us, Caregiver Crossing, it is a show brought to you by Joy's House. It is brought to you by those two people right there.
Just us.
And, and in partnership with Cardon Associates. And we're here every week. And we talk about all things caregiving and we do some stuff that makes you laugh, too. Well, here's my friends. They're the funny ones.
Hi, I'm Tina McIntosh.
I think you have to tell a joke now.
And you are.
I'm Noah.
So right before you came in, Noah and I were just saying how we're both really low energy today.
Oh.
So I'm so sorry. Like,
No.
hold on. Let's try this all again.
I don't know what I can do.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, man.
How are you doing?
That was so... You're not going to get an Academy Award for that.
No, it's just sometimes you're low energy.
Well,
it's
sure
okay.
you are.
I'm just going to be it. I'm
It's
just
okay.
going to be who I am.
And I'm okay with that. It's really okay. Maybe you're feeling one way or the other. Maybe you're feeling up, as I am, or you're feeling mid-range, where my friends are around the table. We're going to talk about something because this is, Noah, what week is this?
The week upcoming is Patient Safety Awareness Week. It is
Hold
a time...
on. Patient Safety Awareness Week. What now?
It is a time to recognize the vital role that patients, caregivers, and healthcare workers play in ensuring safe, high-quality care.
Yeah.
While hospitals and medical professionals do focus on preventing harm, what's important for us is that caregivers are often the first line of defense in protecting their loved ones.
Let me give you an example how bad I am in pushing people in wheelchairs, for example. I'm not good at it. I don't know why, but I, in caring for my dad periodically, would have to push him in a wheelchair, and I would have him off ramps. I would have him into walls. I would have him into it. And luckily, he had such a great sense of humor.
Now, listen,
was like-
I'm not sure that's what this upcoming week is about.
It's about
and
keeping
yet,
patients safe
It's
and,
about
and
and
giving
yet
them
doing that.
safety.
Yeah.
Right.
when you
I'm
say
giving you
it,
an example.
I see like a red cross. It's like, meh.
Terrible at doing certain things when it comes to caregiving as far as safety is what we're talking about.
But here's the thing. Like, sorry for your dad's moments when you would run him
it's
off
okay.
the ramp.
You would-
That
which
seems harsh.
Just the side wheels.
I bet that felt really safe for him. And when you think about it, there's so much that caregivers do. I mean, I did not know that we had an awareness week, but there's so much that really the caregiver does for the patient safety, whether it's physical, like what you're talking about, because that is physical, right? Or it's
Yes.
in a shower. Let's be honest. You're trying to bathe somebody and they're big and slippery and
my
wet and nobody
goodness.
wants to be there. It's, double checking the prescriptions. My goodness, I really fight for people to have all of their prescriptions at one pharmacy. So you don't get those mess ups,
That's a
like
good
those
idea.
interactions and problems.
Yeah.
And we shop around and look for lower prices, and then we get ourselves into a jam because there might be an interaction and your pharmacist doesn't know because they don't know about
That's a
the other
good
stuff
reminder.
you're taking.
What else?
Asking about questions, ask questions about medications, treatments, and procedures. Like, I think sometimes we feel bad, stupid, annoying when we ask questions of the medical professionals. That's their job.
That is their job, to explain it to you. And it's not like we have a degree in whatever they do.
No,
Right?
You need to ask questions. Never be intimidated.
But how many times do we do that? Like, oh, excuse me, doctor, I feel really silly to ask. Why? You didn't study that.
No.
You're an architect.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You're whatever. Like, you didn't study that. So that is a big one. Make sure you're asking. And then tracking symptoms and the changes that you have to communicate those. So nowadays, it's so nice if you're up on I go through my IU Health portal and I can talk directly with my doctors if I needed to on a daily basis. I don't recommend that. That's a lot. But I can say, hey, I've had this change in behavior or I'm feeling this way. is this normal? And they might say, oh yeah, you're brand new on a medication. Your first 2 weeks are going to feel like that. Then you'll start to feel better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're aware of it before you start to get anxious and scared. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then Terry's favorite one is ensuring a safe home environment to prevent the falls, infections, medication errors. She likes to pull the rugs and turn on the lights.
I do.
I know.
I wasn't good in that department. Other departments I had strengths, but this was not my strength.
I don't know. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I really don't. But it is all very important. And then, Noah, you provided us with some information about patient safety awareness matters. And I'll be honest, when I first read it, I was like, huh? And then I got it. So can you share what it is and then we can talk about it?
Yeah, I'll give a little bit of context about, why this week really does matter. So despite us having medical advancements, preventable harm is still a major, major issue in healthcare. And the World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that in primary and ambulatory care, 40% of patients experience harm, with 80% of these being preventable. And a lot of that starts with the caregiver, with your loved one, making sure that first line of defense is ready.
So when I read that, I was like, what does that mean? I didn't really get it. And it's those medication errors. And sometimes I always tell people you should study a diagnosis or study a medication. You don't need a doctorate in it, but you really should do a little bit of homework and be careful. We start Googling and then we think we know everything, right?
Right. But there are times too when there are drug interactions, and I needed to be smarter about that, because how often I'm on a medication, but I still in the morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to take my turmeric and my beetroot and all my other things, and that can sometimes not be good.
Right.
It can lessen the potency of the drug that you're on. And
right.
So I hope maybe we do that one day. We talk about herbs and supplements and the internet. We get somebody from Butler, got a great name for prescriptions. She's terrific. She's been with us before.
Yes, and I've got people too. That's my world.
So we'll talk about that possibilities.
I think that's a great idea. And so, but make sure you're asking about those kinds of things. Make sure make sure it's the right medication for you. And diagnosis errors is huge. People get misdiagnosed all the time. Think about how many times people say, it took me 4.5 years to find out it was blank. And it's because we don't always speak up when we don't agree with what something is. So communication and lack of follow-up. There's so much lack of follow-up. So I know we're going to have to take a break, but when you feel like something's wrong, talk with your medical team about it. When you feel like something's just off, it's okay to bring it up, and you're not being annoying. You're advocating for yourself or the people that you love. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
You can find past episodes of the show at caregivercrossingradio.org. And be sure to like and follow us on Facebook. If you'd like to connect with us to discuss show topics, need help connecting with resources, have a question that you'd like for us to answer on air, or just want to say hey, you can reach us at 317-254-0828. Or you can email Tina at tina@joycehouse.org. All right, stay put.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. I'm Tina McIntosh.
Hi.
Who are you?
Terry.
Terry.
Stacy.
Yeah, that's right. We have some guests in the studio. As a matter of fact, everybody's packed into the Joyce House studio today. And so Noah is still here working the board and his magic. We also have with us Megan Frank, who is the co-founder of Enlight Hospice. And want to talk about her in front of her for just a minute. She is an experienced leader in healthcare, business operations, business development, has this deep background in hospitals, skilled nursing, home care, and hospice service. So if you're like, what does that all mean? She knows everything.
It means I'm really old.
I feel you. And dedicated her career to improving this post-acute care and helping families navigate the complexities of healthcare. And then, Terry, if you would introduce Robin, who's with us as well.
Robin is Robin Lightfoot. It's so nice to see you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet you.
coming in. She serves as a hospice administrator, ensuring that every patient and their caregivers get the highest quality of care during one of life's most difficult transitions. And Robin knows that hospice isn't just about medical care. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and relief. And I know firsthand the value of hospice care. And I've always said that it really takes special people to do the jobs that you do. And I don't know how you do it. You must have had that. I just took it right away.
You're fine. Go, yeah.
I'll ask each of you. Robin, when did you know that hospice was a place for you to go?
When my grandmother went through it, it was just amazing the way that they came in and they empowered my dad and my aunt. It's just real and well-rounded, and it doesn't make somebody feel like a patient. My grandma felt like a person, and my family got to feel like family. So,
Were you in
stole my
nursing
heart.
then at that time? You had already been in, and then you kind of transitioned into hospice care.
Yes, I started in the hospital and then transitioned to hospice, and that was 15 years ago. Never left.
But this is what makes a difference, right? That it's not just like, oh, a place for people to go and die. It is about the care. I mean, you talk about this dignity and comfort and relief. And so, Megan, for you, Enlight Hospice, like, what is it? And what was it that brought you to co-found this great organization?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So Enlight is really a passion project for me. I, like Robin, fell in love with hospice. I remember the first time someone asked me, like, how do you do this? It was a family member. And I thought to myself and choked up, like, how have I not done this until now? Like, it was a calling for me. And I founded Enlight Hospice basically to be better. I've worked with other organizations that, had their good and their bad, but ultimately there were barriers there. And I wanted to break down those barriers and be able to provide hospice the way I believe hospice should be provided.
So what is that? Like, what makes this organization so special?
Yeah. So people will say this, and it's so true. You only get one chance to do it right. And through my journey in hospice, I've met some wonderful, amazing hospice professionals and very like-minded. And for me, founding Enlight, a big part of that was bringing these professionals together under one umbrella so that we can go out and service the community. So,
And how long have you been doing this? Since Enlight has been...
Enlight has been a dream for years. And we just took our first patient in July.
July
You
3rd.
did.
And we've serviced around 90 patients at this point in time, which the process of getting certified and reimbursement, the whole process, it's a journey. But we've been so blessed with the team and people we have on staff.
Do you do both in facility and at home?
Yep, wherever they call home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's a big deal, right? I mean, as we do end of life doula work here.
I heard that.
And yeah, we should talk.
Yes, we should.
Because it complements what you all are doing, right? And that's a big thing, is that we want to meet people where they are, and we want them to die how they would design if they could.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So you do have this big team. You've got this team that supports, family members and the dying individuals through all kinds of things. So who are some of those people? Maybe not by name, but by kind of trade and what it is they're focused on.
Yeah. So we have, on the back office side, we have our clinical director, we have our administrator that are overseeing our care team. Out in the field, we have nurse case managers, social workers, chaplain, volunteer coordinators, and then some other specialties, like we have a massage therapy, and we are bringing on music therapy here soon too. So
Love.
yes. What am I forgetting?
CNAs.
Anything? And CNAs. Oh, the CNAs are the heart of our organization. They're the ones providing that most hands-on, intimate care with patients. So
I want to ask you about, because we went through this a little over a year ago now, and with my father. And I remember distinctly when they were talking to us, we learned lots of new words like palliative care, and we learned all kinds of new things. And the word hospice was brought to us, and it scared my mom, and she said, we don't want to talk about that yet. And that's, I think, how some people, because it is scary when you hear that. It means, well, we've given up and now there's just a couple days left, and it's scary to make that choice. How do you comfort families and knowing that hospice isn't a scary thing. Is there a way to even talk about that or explain that?
Yes. A lot of times it's not, we try to help them understand that they're not giving up. They're just changing their goals. So they fought a lot of different fights along the way, and getting to fight for just being able to enjoy their time. We try to keep the focus on that. And we don't go in and take things away. Like your dad's generation.
Yeah.
Hospice was a lot different then.
It was.
I mean,
And
really.
it wasn't at home.
No. And so we try to meet them, like you said earlier, we try to meet them where they're at. And we're always riding their bus. So we give people information so that they can make informed decisions. And whatever their choice is what their choice is. We don't force them. Yeah. It's not our it's not our journey, it's theirs.
The other thing I would say to that is, as if someone's listening and they're like, oh, we are considering hospice, but we want to wait. Don't wait.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
It doesn't mean your loved one's going to die sooner, but it does mean that their quality of life is probably going to be better because someone like Megan, your organization Enlight is involved, right?
Yeah. I always say it's a gift. If you're able to give that to your family member on their end of life journey, it's amazing what hospice can do for families.
Well, and you allow, so let's say it's me and it's my mom that I'm caring for and she's receiving hospice at our home. It allows me to become more and more of the daughter again and less of all the other stuff, right? Completely. And I get to rely on you. And like you said, I mean, we've been talking about social workers here and you bring in the chaplain and you talk about the CNAs, like then all of a sudden there's this whole team. It's not all left to me anymore. And I get to be present for moments or take care of myself too.
Yeah.
And having the comfort to know that we're available 24/7.
That's what I love.
Yes.
It's
And
huge. I love that. It's huge. And you really are. Those aren't just words. You really are there 24/7 for even questions you just a question or a voice to talk to. I know, but really amazing what you do. It is a calling, and we're very blessed that we have people like you around.
Yeah, we're honored.
It's critical work.
Very much
So
so.
in 1 minute or less, you have a great partnership with Cardon. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we have some similarities with Cardon in that we're both family-owned organizations. So with that, what I love is a family-owned organization, small business. We don't have near the red tape as a lot of different entities do.
Makes a big difference.
It makes a big difference. We're able to meet patients where they're at and provide care the way we believe care should be provided. If there's a need, if there's a way, we'll figure it out.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We have to take a break.
Yep.
And then when we come back, if you can be thinking about a story of a family that's been impacted with the relationship with Cardon and with Enlight, that would be wonderful.
All right. Thank you.
All right, you're listening to Caregiver Crossing. It is a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House here with us right now, Joyce House, in partnership with Cardon Associates, with locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus. Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everybody deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about the adult day and caregiver support services by calling 317-254-0828 or by visiting joycehouse.org today. Again, that is joycehouse.org. We'll be back with more Caregiver Crossing right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Terry Stacy with you, along with
Tina McIntosh.
Yep, Noah Taylor's over there. He's sitting in the corner right now. He is producing the show. But we've got two wonderful human beings here. They are Earth Angels. Megan Frank, she is the co-founder of Enlight Hospice. And also Robin Lightfoot is with us too, hospice administrator. Right? Got it. Before we took a break, Tina asked you to think about a story that made such an impact as it relates to Cardon and Associates and to you, Enlight.
Yes, yeah. So there's one particular patient that actually comes to mind just this past fall who's was end of life with a metastatic tumor, and family, the husband and wife decided, I don't want to pass it home. I'd rather not. You have that memory. Every family's unique in what they want. But this particular family decided after we brought them on for hospice that they wanted to go to a facility. So we were able to use our connections at Cardon and make a streamlined, smooth transition from home to the facility. They got settled in a private room. We were able to bring the patient's family and loved ones and friends in, and it was just a beautiful transition.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how everybody is different.
Yeah.
Some it's like, I want my memories at home to be separate from my dying experience. Or for others, it's like, I want to die, we're going to clear everything out in my dining room where I can look out and see my backyard where the kids used to play. Like, everybody just has their own thing.
They have their own wish, and it's our job to honor that wish. So.
Yeah. So I have a question. We want to talk about caregivers too, but for the two of you having done this work for so long, is there anything that comes to mind when you think about how you want to die one day?
Oh, wow.
Strangely, I don't think about it.
Isn't that interesting?
I don't think about it at all. I think it's a lot easier to help other people than it is to think about your own.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like the plumber with the leaky, sink
Yes.
at home. Do you think about it?
I do. I do.
Every moment of every day.
Every day. No, I do. I want to be surrounded with my husband and my children and family, immediate family.
I want my animals there.
Oh, I definitely want my animals there.
Do you want my animals there?
I'd love to have your goats.
I've got 2 goats for you.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Sorry, I know I didn't even tell you to think about that,
okay.
but it's important.
Interesting
to
question.
think.
It made all of us that are thinking about it right at this moment.
That's right.
Because you brought it up.
So a hospice isn't just about the dying individual. It's about the caregivers and the rest of the family too. And so what does that look like, the support you provide, like in real life? Not in the marketing words we put out there, but in real life, like what do you do?
In real life, it looks a little different everywhere you walk in because every single solitary place is different. Different people need a different type of support. So it could be a very strong nursing presence and having a nurse coming in every day for extended periods of time. Or the most important thing out of the gate could be having that social work support for, planning and for emotional support as you transition. It could be the aid. Maybe, the situation has changed and the person who's normally the caregiver hasn't been able to get them cleaned up. And the most important thing in that moment is for them to, feel human again. So it just looks different. But the very first thing you have to go in and do is see, what is the top priority? How can we start helping out of the gate and then work on the big picture?
And I think
ongoing.
as caregivers, I want to empower people to have a voice. We've been talking about this, but to have a voice in those moments. I remember my dad was in hospice in a facility, and hospice care came in. CNAs actually, I think, came in first. And, I just said, like, what is your role? And this is how I want to be a part. I wanted to be a part of helping to change him. I know that sounds weird, and for most people, they want to run from that. But for me, that was a servant heart, right? It was me serving my dad in a way to help care for his dignity. And I wanted to be a part of transferring him and hands-on, I think, just being there for him in a different kind of a way. And they were so receptive to that, which shocked me. They were like, of course you can help. Here, pick up this part of the sheet and, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't spoken up, I would have just sat there watching, and the dying experience would have been different for both of us, for my dad and for me.
After a loved one passes away, then are you still there? Are you still there for them?
We are.
As they grieve, continue to grieve?
We start pre-bereavement support upon admission. The time we bring somebody on, we're assessing, is this where are they in the process here? Because it's going to be a journey, and everyone's journey is unique. So with every visit our nurses make, we're assessing their bereavement level and their needs. And then after someone passes, we provide bereavement support up to 13 months. And that's a combination of phone calls, mailings, emails, whatever it is that they need.
Do you grieve also? I mean, you must grieve so often, because how could you not get attached to families
So
doing your
fast.
work?
So fast.
Yeah.
It takes us literally like one interaction before we're trying to move mountains to figure out how we're going to love them the best way, because each person is special and you get to see a whole different side of them. Once they come to hospice, you see families pull together. You get to see priorities focus, or priorities change to where they, they're imparting their wisdom or their experiences, or it's just, yes, we experience loss and we support each other actually through that a lot.
I think you would have to.
Yes. Our chaplain prays for us daily.
Yeah.
What's your best self-care? Like, what's your best tip?
For personally or for someone else?
For you.
For me, stopping long enough to look around. Because we stay very, very busy. And sometimes if you don't stop and kind of look around and see all the beauty that's going on around you, it's very easy to get lost.
How about you, Megan?
I would say the same. You made me think of our core values, which one of them is to celebrate. Like, celebrate everything in life from the beginning to end. We should be celebrating our journeys and celebrating the small things. So we have to stop and remind each other. We get so mission focused sometimes that we don't stop and smell the roses and look what we have accomplished. Look at all the lives we've been able to touch. Those lives are such a blessing to us. I mean, people say, how do you do hospice? Again, how do I not? It's such a blessing.
All right. So if there's somebody listening today that's feeling just overwhelmed and they don't know, where to turn, what is an immediate thing that they can do to find support?
I would say there's several things you can do. One of which, reach out to your, if you're a spiritual person or you have a church or organization like that you are very close to, that's one option. If it's primary care physician, that's another option. Talk to them about resources. We're always available too. We pride ourselves in helping families navigate to whatever level of care or support that they need. If they want to call us, they can call us directly and we can help them. Maybe it's not hospice, maybe it's just palliative care, maybe it's home health, or maybe they need a senior adult daycare. We can help them with those resources.
What's the phone number?
317 721
Okay.
2726.
2726 Enlight Hospice.com.
You got it.
EnlightHospice.com for more.
Ladies, you're wonderful. Thank you
They
for what
really
you do.
are.
I think you nailed it when you said, trying to figure out how to love people best, not how to make them live longer. So thank you for getting that and doing all the work that you do. It's incredible.
Thank you.
You are listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. And Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joyce House, that's us, in partnership with Cardon Associates, and with over 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. You can visit them at cardon.us for more information and to find a community that is near you. So we want you to stay put. We will be right back with more Caregiver Crossing after the break. We're back on Caregiver Crossing. I'm Tina McIntosh in studio with
Terry Lynn Stacy.
Noah Matthew Taylor.
I know what to say when you're in trouble. All right. So
what's up? What do you want to do?
Well, I just want to go back to bed. I just think I just need energy or caffeine or
Be all right.
something.
We're
Maybe
almost
I should
done.
go work
We're
out.
almost
But
done.
anyway, I'll be better next week. I promise. All right. We do want to talk about something that comes up all the time in working with caregivers, and that is letting go of things to make life easier. And so many caregivers we know hold themselves to these just absolutely impossible standards. Everything's got to be perfect, right? And so letting go of certain expectations, moments can actually improve both their well-being and the care that they're providing for someone else. And so let's talk about that. When I say that out loud, are there any examples of things that caregivers might need to let go of, they might need to release, that come to
I
mind?
need somebody to start it because I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for.
Noah.
I think
Noah Matthew.
Noah Matthew Taylor. I think the guilt of taking a break, of not being there for your loved one 24/7. You just got to let go of that sometimes. You can't. I mean, you want to be there for that person all the time, every second of the day. But, when you find time for yourself to do the things that you need.
You're saying that. I'm like, I actually don't want to be there 24/7.
Right.
For anybody.
I got one.
Terry Lynn Stacy.
letting go of the idea that you can't, that you shouldn't reach out to others to ask you for help. You have to let go of that thing in your brain that says, no, it's okay. I can do this. You really have to reach out, and it's okay to let go of that feeling of I'm in control, complete control.
I hear a lot of caregivers say, but when I do that, I feel like it's selfish or taking care of myself. Self-care is selfish. So I guess I would ask a question, what's wrong with being a little selfish?
No, I don't think there is nothing. How can you give your loved one the best care if you're not, giving time for yourself too?
This is the only body and soul you're going to get in this life. Like in this life right here, whether you believe that you're going to have 10 lives or not, I don't care. This is the only body and soul you're going to get in this life. You've got to take care of it to care for other people, right?
And I do believe people want to help you, but you have to tell us how. You just say, tell us what to do. Tell us what you need. We're glad to do it. I think more people want to do it than not.
And it doesn't mean you're failing.
No.
I think a lot of people think that, I should be able to do it all by myself. So
Yep.
yes, those are good ones. Why it's important to let go of these things is, one, it can reduce your stress and prevents burnout for you. And let's be honest, most caregivers fall ill or die before the person they're caring for. Why?
Wait a minute. Really? Is that a true thing?
It is. Most caregivers fall ill or die before the person they're caring for.
Wow.
It's exhausting, and it ages us, and it stresses us out. And we all know stress is not good. And then people deal with stress in unhealthy ways. They don't sleep. They don't take care of their souls and bodies. They drink. Whatever. Those are not healthy things either. So you've got to do these to reduce stress and prevent this burnout. Compassion fatigue is a real thing for paid and unpaid caregivers. So that includes you, listening as a family caregiver, or if you are in the profession. It also helps you to be more present in those moments that matter. You take a break, and then you can come back and appreciate, just like anything else in your life. You go on vacation, you come back, you love your job a little bit more. Most of us, right?
Yeah.
You get away from, I'm thinking about my husband and me. We get away from each other for a week, and then I'm like, I just can't wait to be back with you.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Truth,
Yes.
right? And then it creates space for joy and patience and flexibility. And so I have a couple questions for you. Was there a moment when you, Noah, Terry, listener, when you realized that you needed to let go of something?
Was there a time? Noah, do you have one right off the top of your head?
Yeah. So, I've noticed that what I really need to let go is that before my dad had passed away, I was 18, and I was a very rebellious teenager.
Punk.
Yeah. So my dad and I would fight a lot, and I think I just need to let go of those moments where I was so angry with him, and just celebrate, the moments that I did have, and stop thinking about why I was so mad,
You still think about that?
I do all the time.
I appreciate you sharing that.
I do too.
They say that underneath anger, it's always a different emotion. So anger is what shows up, but it's embarrassment, it's fear, it's sadness, it's confusion. And so I would imagine as an 18-year-old whose father was very ill, you had all of those things.
So many emotions.
But it comes out as anger. One, because you were a hormonal 18-year-old boy. Your brain wasn't developed, all the things. And situationally, you could have been 60 and feeling the same way.
Right.
So I think, I knew your dad, not terribly well, but I think if your dad was sitting here, he'd be like, suck it up, buddy.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what
Whatever,
was
let it
going
go.
on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I knew exactly what was going on. So I don't know. I can't speak for your dad or you.
I think you're right, though.
Let it go.
Right.
Let it go.
Right.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. Tina, what about you? Because you've been through a lot of stuff.
So my perspective to this question is a little bit different. And Noah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Tim, for doing that, for telling that story. Food.
I had to let go of the idea when I was sick, or when my husband has been sick, or we're caring for somebody else. I had to let go of the idea, I have to, it's part of my job as the mom and the wife to provide things. So I'm thinking more logistically than emotionally, but I had to let go of every meal has to come from me, which meant we would order things out. We'd have frozen prepared things. People, goodness gracious, how many meal trains have I had? I mean, half a dozen at least. So letting go of that idea that I had to be the one to do it.
That's interesting. That's an interesting one. Food.
I just had to let go of it.
And was that easy to let go of it? Was it like a quick boom overnight thing, or did it take days and
For
days?
me, it was more like the first one was easy to do.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, no, y'all have done this.
Yeah.
And then I had to remind myself the very thing I'd tell all of you. People want to show up and love you. They don't know how to do it. And so sometimes food is that first thing.
Yeah.
How about you? Any ideas?
We got to go.
No.
Yeah, we
I
do.
don't want to go. I'm finally feeling better.
I know, and I'm glad, but we've
All
got
right,
to
here's what
run.
we do, but here's what I would say to you is let go of perfection. Perfection is not a thing. It's ridiculous. So just stop doing it, and don't think you have to be perfect. So anyway, if you want to get a hold of us, you can call us at 317-254-0828. You can always email me at tina@joyoushouse.org. We love to hear from you. We want your questions and your feedback. And then we want to say thank you to somebody, Noah.
Caregiver Crossing is supported by Cardon Associates, with 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Until next time, take good care of each other.